Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Jake Bakes. I'm here in St. Louis at one of my very favorite breweries, Urban Chestnut Brewing Company. I'm meeting my friend Tony inside to help me pick out some of the best beer for my steak and ale pies, which is what we're making today. A delicious, meaty, warm, delicious stew inside of Parmesan buttery crust. It's gonna be absolutely fabulous, and I can't wait to meet Tony inside to pick out some of my very favorite beer. Let's get in there. Tony, my friend.
Jake.
It's nice to see you out from behind the camera. Thank you so much for joining me here at Urban Chestnut.
Well, I mean, we're making a steak and ale pie, and when I heard steak and ale pie, I'm like, I'm gonna be over here this time. Matt, you stay over there.
I fully support your decision because this ale that we're using, this is one of the best in St. Louis, this beautiful brewery. I've chosen a Bavarian Dunkel, which will be pair delicious. It's actually right there.
Right here?
That one right there.
Uh-huh.
It is the Dorf beer. It is so good. Caramely and malty. It'll pair perfectly with that crust that forms on steak when you get a nice sear. It'll be so delicious, and I can't wait to start baking. So I'm gonna check out with these.
Okay, you go check
I'm gonna take these, and I'll meet you back there.
Back at the kitchen, or... But aren't we gonna have a beer?
Well, now that we're back in the kitchen, we can actually get started on the basis of our pies, which is the stew. And for that stew, I've got some stew meats, about 1.5 pounds. You can find this at almost every single grocer out there. And then a cup each of white onion, some carrots, celery, and about a cup of crushed tomatoes. 4 cloves of garlic, some pepper, salt, better than bouillon, which is a bouillon reduction. I've got about a tablespoon of that.
Okay.
I've got white button mushrooms and some oyster mushrooms for some great, like, earthy flavor. Umami flavor is what they call it. And then for our herbs, we have parsley, thyme, rosemary, 3 bay leaves, and this wouldn't be steak and ale pie without ale, so we have 2 whole European bottle liter size of the Dorf beer, the Bavarian Dunkel beer that we got at Urban. Okay, now do you want to go ahead and sear this steak for me? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, sear. Just quick cook on the outside. Okay to check with me on these things. I'm not actually good at doing any of this.
This is going to be a quick cook. This isn't going to be something that's going to be just like, that we're not going to cook this for very long. Just probably about 2 minutes.
All right.
And of course you want to be careful when you put that in. You don't want to splash oil or anything.
Yeah, like I'm doing.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then we want to season as we go. So go ahead,
Okay.
whenever you get a chance, I'm going to put the salt behind you, as well as the peppers.
How much salt are you thinking?
Get a good hefty pinch in there.
Hefty pinch.
Yeah. There you go, Salt Bay.
Hefty pinch of pepper.
Awesome.
Trying not to sneeze on the food.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and chop up these mushrooms.
I love me some mushrooms.
Mushrooms give such an earthy flavor to things.
Check that out.
So that actually looks pretty good if you want to start scooping those out with that slotted spoon into that bowl. As soon as you're done with that, we're going to use that leftover oil and fat to flavor the base of the soup.
That's brilliant.
One of my favorite things about this is that it's a one-pot soup.
Okay.
Like you're not using 18 pans to do this. You want to build that flavor in one pan and let it permeate the entire stew.
I also like the idea of fewer dishes.
I think most people do.
All right. What's next?
Your favorite ingredient of all time, the cup of onions.
Remember when you made a pizza and you didn't put onions on my slice? I miss those days.
A cup of carrots.
Carrots I like.
And a cup of celery.
All right.
Celery is actually in stews, celery is my favorite ingredient because celery adds such almost like a peppery herbed flavor. I love celery.
You know, the thing I know about celery is that you burn more calories eating it than you spend eating it.
Interesting.
I thought so.
Now go ahead and stir those up. We want to saute those until they start to get soft and translucent for the most part. This is the basis of our stew. This is what's called a mirepoix. It's the basis of almost every single stew out there, and you'll find that it changes from regionality. Like Creole often uses, instead of carrots, they'll use red peppers. Ooh. Depending on where you're at, they'll change that, but almost every single stew is made from carrots, onions, and celery, or some combination thereof.
Huh. Anybody who replaces the onions with anything?
Only you, Tony. Awesome. That is looking amazing.
Yeah.
See how it's like nice and soft and everything's starting to get a little bit browned? That's perfect. So now we have the easiest part. We're just going to basically add everything else back in. Sprinkle the parsley all the way through. That's going to give us a good fresh flavor.
All of it?
Yes, just all of it. You can just dump it right in.
Okay.
And then go ahead. I set the garlic cloves behind you. We can actually turn this down to about medium now.
Oh, good. All of this?
Yep, 4 cloves of garlic.
Okay, 4 cloves. Here we go.
And what I'm doing here is just basically stripping the stems of the thyme leaves so I can get all of, because we want the thyme, we don't want the stemmy part of it. It's not going to be good. Go ahead and add about the tablespoon in of that better than bouillon stuff, that bouillon reduction.
Okay.
Go ahead and add in the crushed tomatoes.
Ooh.
Yeah. I thought you were going to pour that right on the ground. Oh, that smells so good.
I'm having a good time.
Alrighty, now we're going to add in the mushrooms.
Yummy.
And I washed those too, because when you get mushrooms, they still have like dirt on them. So I just took a wet paper towel and rubbed them clean. Go ahead and put the meat back in.
Really? Already?
Yep,
okay.
Already. This is the quick part. That is the best part, because then you just have to wait. Oh God, look at all those juices.
Yes.
I'll take that. Let's go ahead and add in about a half a quart of water.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm like Matt Goat over here.
I'd say one of these is for you, one of these is for me, but this is all for the stew.
All of it?
Yep. You dump them in.
Okay.
A little sneaky for mommy.
Yeah, boy. Ooh, I don't know if I can do this safely, but here we go. Look at that.
It's going to foam up, and that's okay. You want to have a lot of liquid when this happens, because we're going to reduce this down so it's almost a gravy. There you go. I'm going to add in about about a tablespoon and a half of fresh thyme.
Nice.
The 3 bay leaves. 1, 2, 3. And then I actually, with my rosemary, some people do the same thing with rosemary where they'll strip it, like I did with the thyme. Mm-hmm. I just so did.
All right.
And this is going to reduce down for a long time, probably about an hour or 2. Well, like I said, we want to get this to like gravy. But we're good. Now we just get to wait for this to reduce.
Alrighty.
So let's get some more beer.
Yes.
This looks absolutely delicious. It's been reducing for about 2 hours, and then I let it cool too, because we want, when we put it in these, yes, just splash it everywhere. When we put these in the pastry crust, we want it to be cool. We don't want it to like be, liquid molten lava. To make the actual hot water crust pastry, which is what we're going to be using, we've got 3 cups of flour, all-purpose too. You don't need to have like special bread flour or anything like that. And I'm adding a half a stick of butter to it. Doesn't take too long to do this either. So it's like, it looks like flour, but it looks like almost crumbly, breadcrumby flour.
Gotcha.
To this, I need to add the hot water, hence hot water crust pastry. I think I had you do 150 milliliters of boiling water, right?
Check.
We need to melt our Crisco first.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to add that to the Crisco, or to the hot water itself.
Okay.
So we're going to let this melt. I just swirl it around. The coolest thing about this is that hot water crust pastry is one of the oldest pastries because it was used as like a mobile form of like lunch. They would use this to fill with meats, fruits or anything like that, and people would take that and they would eat the insides of it and then leave the crust. And then they found out that somebody one day was just like, you know what, I'm really hungry. That was not filling.
Yeah.
Let me try to eat this crust too. Then
that man was a genius.
And they found out it was delicious. Okay.
So what are we doing next?
I'm just melting this, and then we're going to pour this in.
All right.
Actually, while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and add the Parmesan cheese. This is my take on it. So hot water crust pastry does not typically have Parmesan cheese in it. I like this because it adds a nice saltiness to the crust itself. It adds a nice textural component. Like, pastry's great, but adding that Parmesan cheese in there just like makes it so good. Thank you, nurse. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. And this is going to be hot.
Yeah.
You don't want to go, so that'd be
careful.
bad. Exactly. Can you hand me a wooden spoon?
Yeah, bud.
We just want to combine these ingredients together.
Okey-doke.
So now we're getting right to the point where we need. So, awesome. There it is. Our hot water crust pastry. So now I'm going to make this into a nice ball. Get this kneaded so it's at least like a one piece. Now, we don't need to knead this. It's not a bread.
Right.
So we want to roll this out.
I'm going to clear this for right now. Finger test soon.
And the coolest part is, because there's so much fat in it between the butter and the Crisco, you don't really need flour to lay down. Picks up like that. And if it cracks like that was doing, just you can push it back together. So, I've got these really nifty little springboard pans.
That's cool.
The little bottoms come out. And these are perfect for this because we're going to line this, put a little lid on it after we fill it up. We should toss these in the oven.
You got 2 of them?
I do. We want to make it like pretty big because it needs to come up along that side too. I'm just going to go around here.
Oh yeah, you're giving it a good wide berth.
We want a wide thing on here. So then I just drop it in.
Okay.
And it's going to be thick. You want it to have that thick pastry because we're going to press it in as best as possible because we don't want any leaks. So then, here we go. So see, when I put it in, it just looks messy. It doesn't look great. But we're going to work that pastry into all the corners to get it up because we want it to have it a little bit, we want it to come up above the edge of the pan just enough.
Okay, so messy's good to start. But
Yes,
you gotta work with it after.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to give it a wide berth here.
Yeah.
Here I go.
And like I said, this is a hearty pastry, so don't feel like you're going to screw anything up.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
It's kind of coming apart at the bottom.
That's
here.
okay.
That's okay?
Literally, just go ahead and shove it in there.
Shoving it in there. All right, get in there, you.
And now press it into the corners. There you go. And then now you're going to work it all the way up.
All the way, okay.
So you want to make sure, because this edge, this corner in here, so you want to make sure you're pressing all the way down so you don't get like fat bottoms in that.
Gotcha. No fat bottoms.
No fat bottoms.
I mean, there's going to be after I eat this, but...
So now,
right.
we need our lid. I'm going to roll this out a little bit more again. I'm going to take this now. Let's do this on the bottom. Just see how it gives me a nice little light ring.
Right.
I'm going to go around just like the same thing. Have a little bit extra room to go with.
Okay.
Lift it up. And there's my lid. So go ahead and grab the stew. We're going to load these bad boys up.
Oh, best part.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. And I don't want to get all of the juices in. I want to keep it kind of on the drier side of that. But everything's soaking.
Hang on. Finger test.
Yes, make sure it's still not poisoned.
Not poisoned? Nope, not poisoned. And definitely
Good deal.
not too hot.
So I get all the juices out as much as possible.
I see what you're doing, yeah.
And fill it all the way up to the top, and then I tamp it down just a little bit. You can do this. I have trust in you.
All right, a little juicy on that one, but I like a good juicy pie.
Awesome, that's perfect.
Okay, what next?
Take your crust, and I lay it down so that that crease is facing down.
Show me again.
So that crease around that we pressed in,
Gotcha.
it's going to be facing down.
Just facing down.
And now literally just go around and pinch. And you can push down a little bit too.
Okay. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Yep.
That's okay.
I'm that goat over here.
Alrighty, I'm just going to take some of that extra off. I had extra hanging down, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that off.
You want to give mine just a quick look through?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's better.
So yeah, you actually want to.
I'm not doing
yours
it
is a little bit fuller, so that's why we leave a little bit extra room, so we can go around and tamp this like that.
I've been known for my excessiveness.
Okay, so now that we have this is all done up, we just need to add like a little bit of a hole in there to let the steam out. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter.
Nice hole there.
Yep, little swirly.
Oh, that's like a good size hole too.
Do you want to do yours?
Oh yeah, I got this.
Okay.
I can poke holes in things. Do it to Matt's patients all the time.
Now I'm going to put these on a tray.
Okay.
We're going to wash these with an egg wash.
Egg wash, cool.
So with that same exact cup that we had water in for the hot water crust pastry, just break an egg. And then this egg wash is going to make it golden and crunchy and delicious. But it's also going to seal those edges up. Great. These look awesome.
They do.
Now these are going to go in the oven at 375 for about 30 to 40 minutes, and they will be coming out so good, so crispy, delicious, and deeply golden brown.
And they'll be ready to eat?
They will be perfect to eat. I cannot wait.
So what would you pair with a steak and ale pie?
What would you?
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yum.
That's good. What'd you go with?
I went with the Rheinoliebe, which is like a limited time beer that they've made for a charity locally.
Cool.
Absolutely floral and delicious. I'm in love. It's so good. What'd you get?
I got the Xavier. It's an amber Weiss beer. It's totally my kind of style. I love it.
That sounds delicious. And honestly, what pairs better with steak and ale pie than more beer?
Right. And look at these pies, Jake. They are beautiful.
So good.
I almost don't want to eat them. Almost.
Look at how crisp that is.
Yes.
Look at that. It's so delicious. Look at the flecks of Parmesan cheese in that crust.
That's the Parmesan right there, those flecks.
Oh, it's so buttery. Honest to God, the only thing that we can do that would make this better is to eat it right now.
Okay, I'm done talking.
All right,
Cheers.
Let's get this. Look at how crunchy and delicious that is.
I'm going, ooh. Oh, appetizers. Yeah, in a minute.
Oh my God.
Main course, here I go.
Oh my God. So good, eh? Oh my God.
Oh yeah. There's a reason I'm in this episode. This is that reason right now.
And you know what? Thank you so much for joining me. Just honestly, I couldn't have done this without you. I can't do any of these episodes without you.
Well, it's my pleasure, especially this time.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for joining me here in the brewery and in the kitchen to make this amazingly delicious steak and ale pie. Like all of the other videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you here next time on Jake Bakes.
Or can I try yours?
Yes, I want to try yours.
Okay. Here we go. Cheers again. I like it.
It's like honey gold. It's so good.
Yeah, see, that's totally my thing. Good stuff.
Yeah.